Good morning, Frank. It's me. Welcome to Breeze Volkswagen Portsmouth. Today in your inquiry, I'm going to show you around VW Transporter panel van, Transporter 6.1. So I'm going to give you a quick full walk around, find out some of the features and benefits of this vehicle, and then what I'm going to do from there on is going to sit you inside, give you a run through the dash. Any questions that you've got in the meantime, please just ask away. I'll be happy to help, and this will give you a good understanding of what this vehicle could offer yourself and offer your business. So is there any questions to start with at all?
What's the colour?
So the colour on this particular model is going to be copper pulse. So it's a new transporter colour. We call it a bit of a marble colour, so either you love it or you hate it, but it all depends on what you like. Colour's very personal when it comes to Volkswagens, but what we can do is have a look to see if the vehicle works and go from there.
Oh, I like the colour.
Absolutely fine. So if I walk you into the front of the vehicle, this is going to be the new Transporter front end. So you're going to have the facelift version, which gives you the new up-to-date dash. As you can see, the iconic Volkswagen emblem at the front. This particular model is going to be a Highline, so that's going to give you front and rear parking sensors as standard. Makes it so much easier manoeuvring around these little spaces in car parks. For SUV, you're going to be going to a client's house. It's going to have a tight driveway. It's going to make it so much easier. Over and above the standard options on this, you can also have the front LED lights, which are going to make it so much easier to drive down dark country lanes. They illuminate the road so much better than what the standard ones are, and it just makes this front look a lot more sleek and stylish, as well as having a great functional benefit on there as well. So that's going to be the front end of the vehicle. Moving on, from standard, you will also have on the Highline, you're going to have power folding wing mirrors. So if you are parked in a multi-storey car park or a busy street, they can fold up at a flick of a button or a press of a button on the key fob, so they can't be knocked off or basically touched while you are parking. Alloy wheels, colour-coded bumpers. You will also have the front Transporter decal on the front, which you get on the 6.1 but not on the T6. That's also a nice version as well. Working our way to the back. This particular model on a panel van, it comes with the barn door setup. We say barn doors are used for people that in trade options. So you're unloading up your van through options such as sort of building materials. You can get a forklift in the back. So if I open it up, just like so, you've got loads of space in the back. Comes with 6 lashing points in the rear as well. This particular model is already ply lined, so if you want to do any racking or keep any tools or materials in the back, nice and easy. Basically, it's all ready to rock and roll and earn you some money. So that's all done as well.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's all closed up. Over and above the options, you do have a reversing camera in this particular model. This is over a standard, so around about a £300 option. It will basically just aid you on the parking sensors, so you can actually see a picture of stuff behind you, making parking the vans much easier.
Some of us need plenty of help.
Exactly that. So it's people's parking, it depends on where you're going to keep the van overnight. That always comes in handy as well. And obviously you've got the VW emblem on the back as well, just to signify it, and the Transporter decal down the side. Working our way to the side of the vehicle. If I open this up, the fuel flap is going to be here as well, so if you ever need to fill the vehicle up, you're going to have to open up the passenger side door, and you're going to have the diesel filler as well as the AdBlue, because it's going to be the latest VW engine that they offer. This one is actually the DSG 150 version. You will also have the AdBlue, which is a fuel additive which will help drive down the emissions of the vehicle. You'll have a warning on the dash every single time that AdBlue needs to be filled up. You can fill up from any any petrol station in the country. It's just nice and easy. You will have warning times from something like 5,000 to 2,000 and 500 miles. I always tell my customers when it gets to around about 500 or 250 miles to empty, buy one of those big 5-litre jugs, put in half, put the other half in your garage, and wait to get to that point again. You have single sliding access on the vehicle as well, so if you do want to gain access from the side of the vehicle, it enables you to do so. So that's a really nice option to have. You can get twin sliding options depending on what you're keeping in the back and what you find a benefit from. twin sliding action is a nice thing to have, but it all depends on your personal circumstances.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 2 lots of racks and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that. So depending on how easy access you want to get into the back, so that's always a nice thing to have. And also, if you go into the front, you're also going to have under seat storage as well. So if you just want to keep a lot of things out of prying eyes, you can go into the vehicle, keep stuff underneath the seat, and you've also got your jack and wheel brace all tucked away nice and neatly in here. Saves it rattling around all in the back as well.
Sounds good.
So that's all good. So if you pop yourself in, Graham, that's no problem whatsoever. I'm going to then put John to the driver's seat. Just like that, and I will load the gate. So if I start the vehicle up, this particular model has got 33,904 miles, and it's absolutely packed with goodies in here as well. You get quite a lot of standard with the standard 6.1, so you can have automatic locks and automatic wipers, so you can't ever be caught short at not turning your lights on or putting your wipers on. A really nice feature to have on this vehicle as well is you'll also get a Transporter 6.1 adaptive cruise control. So this is so much better than the standard cruise control. If you're driving down the motorway and someone pulls out in front of you, you normally have to put your foot on the brake and it will basically cancel off your cruise control. You've got to fiddle around and set it all again. Couples with the automatic gearbox, so much nicer, because all you've got to do is put it to drive, set this up, and it will slow you up and speed you down. The way that it works is that it has a radar at the front of the vehicle. It will detect any vehicle that goes in front of yourself. It will leave a safe space between you and the front vehicle in front, and it will slow you up and speed you up the flow of traffic. So it stops you having to cancel it, reset it, change around, so it makes it so much easier.
I vary that distance.
You can indeed. So this button here, so just in the middle here, you can press this button and it will. You can adjust the distance that you would like to be obviously in front of the vehicle front. A lot of people put it as far as possible, just by basically keeping that safe element on there as well. As well as on this model you have heated seats in the cold winter months. Instead of jumping into a freezing cold van, you can hit the button, warms up the cabin really nice and quickly. You're nice and warm, quicker than you can say that. Gets the vehicle running, waiting for the heating to kick in as well. So that's always a nice feature to have. As well as a Discover Media. So this is the Discover Media package if you can order on this particular model. What this will allow you to have is DAB radio all the way through, but even more than that, you will have satellite navigation as standard. So you can plug into where you want to go, and most importantly you can have App Connect, which will give you wireless Apple CarPlay. So when you are driving the vehicle, there's no leads, there's no faffing around. You'll get into the vehicle, plug your phone in. If you are an Android, you can use Android Auto. If you're an Apple, you can use Apple CarPlay, and it will enable you to connect to your phone, bring up your Apple interface onto the screen, so you can use Spotify, reading messages, Apple Music, Apple Maps if you prefer that over the Volkswagen setting as well, and it just makes it so much easier to use, and it gives you something familiar that you're used to on the screen on there as well. So is there any questions on the dash at all, or any bits and bobs?
I like it. It's a nice big screen. Can I change what I can see in the middle of that?
So unfortunately on this model you can't, so but if you were to go for something like a sport line, it will give you the digital dash options. It will enable you to basically put the satellite navigation onto the screen here, but on this particular model it will just be on the satellite navigation on the centre of the screen on there as well. But that is available on our sport lines and as well on our California options as well. So it's more of a camper van on that as well. So that's all good. You've got a lever wrapped multifunctional steering wheel. It enables you to see how many miles you've got, what's your miles per gallon doing. It's also the price of fuel. Everyone's keeping a eye on how efficient the vehicle is. So it allows you to onboard computer, see exactly what you're doing, and see how heavy your weight is. That's all good.
Some people drive slow.
They do indeed. But other than that, if there's any questions, what we'll do is we'll walk you back in, we'll talk you through some of the quotes, and we'll see as we go from there.
That'd be great.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.